Hello, today I'm going to show you an indicator which I made, which is based on price and time ratios. I called it the PTR Momentum indicator. And the indicator plots the ratio between price and time in a color on the chart. And also you can see it here. It's either positive or it's negative. And if it's positive, this indicates that the bull trend, that the upward trend is intact, and if it turns negative, it indicates that the bearish momentum is prevalent. The indicator is based on the ratio between price and time, and it takes the first movements. If you have a quick downward movement, it recognizes the quick movements at the beginning of a trend, ideally, and indicates that it is going to continue in this direction until the momentum gets weaker. And this is for bearish settings as well as bullish settings. Yeah. So you can see here, for example, that you have here a downtrend, and then you can see the downtrend is becoming stronger, and then when the downtrend weakens, also the color weakens, and it turns white. And if you have bull trends, it turns green, and so on. And you can see if a trend weakens or if it is still strong. And this could be useful if you have long and short strategies and you want to switch between them, so that you use the bullish strategy when the momentum is bullish and the bearish strategy when the momentum is bearish. To code this, I have imported a few packages. Nothing unusual, just pandas by Finance for data import, Seaborn for plotting, as well as matplotlib, and Gaussian filter. This is useful because otherwise it would be quite chaotic. You have a few hyperparameters. You have the ticker, in this case it's natural gas. You have the history, which one wants to import, and then you have a cutoff percentage for the Zig-Zag indicator. I made a video previously for the Zig-Zag indicator, and pretty much the same code is also integrated in this code, because the ratios the ratios are based on the Zig-Zag indicator. So the Zig-Zag indicator recognizes highs and lows and so on, and this enables the calculation of the ratios compared to each high with the previous low, and so on and so forth. This is the usual download of the historical data with the Y-Finance module. You have here we define today as the date today. And if one wants to backtest the strategy or the indicator, you can insert here a date in string format, in this format. So then we download it, and this is the Zig-Zag code. This is the code I already talked about in the previous video. I can link it in the description. Maybe I will do that. And I will not go through this in detail now. This is the interesting part now. So maybe I will go back to the hyperparameters. You have a Gaussian smoother, and here you have a field insert today, and this is now false. If you turn it to true, you insert the last adjusted close, the last daily adjusted close into the Zig-Zag data frame. So it's not, the zigzag indicator doesn't make a zigzag for the most current value. It just makes values for the historical data, and if you insert it, you have the adjusted close in the zigzag indicator in the last row. So yeah. Yeah, that's what we do here. We concat them, and then we have it in the zigzag data frame. Here we have usual data engineering. We turn the date column to date time, and we also have a column dates. We have this column because we calculate the differences, and for this the index is not accepted. I don't know why, but it works if I make a separate column with the dates, yeah, which is not index. And here we set the date as index. Here we calculate the differences, the time differences of the dates. So you have the time delta for the division, and we take the total seconds. So just to make it more precise. And we also calculate the price difference. We do this here. So for each row, the next row, you will have the difference to the previous row, and this is the price time ratio column. Here we divide the price differences by the time differences. We make a forward fill just to have the column complete. And then we do the Gaussian filter smoothing with the hyperparameter defined above, the Gaussian smoother. And the larger this value is, the smoother this chart gets, and the lower the value is, the more granular the chart is. Here we normalize PTR values. This is useful for the colors, so that we have a limit for green and red. And yeah, and then we create the figure with two subplots in this case, which share the x-axis, and the background color in the first plot. These are actually vertical lines which are transparent with the alpha parameter here, and which have some transparency. And yeah, through the, because of the color map, you have the colors, and the color map is based on these values here. Yeah, then we plot the adjusted close in front of the background colors, set the title, legend, and grid to true. And the second plot is the line plot. This is the the x-axis is the index of the zigzag data frame, and the y-axis are the price time ratios which we calculated, which are already smoothed. And yeah, we just do a quick fill between. So we have the area above 0 is green and the area below 0 is red, just for the visuals. And yes, this would be it. So it could be optimized probably, because it takes some time to load because of the vertical lines. this is now natural gas, and now we do BTC USD. These are the calculations of the Zig-Zag indicator. And now we wait for the plot. Yeah, and here we have also the color changes. Slight downside is that if you have huge upward movements through the normalization, you might have in the past other colors, because very big upswings distort the normalization a bit. But one could maybe solve this with if using percentage changes on the adjusted close or something like this, but I just leave it like this because this works all right. So you can see here, if you have strong down moves, the indicator turns more red, and if you have strong up moves, the indicator turns more green. And if you're at the end of a down move, you can see that the color is changing, and it becomes more light until it becomes slightly green and so, and then you can think, oh, maybe this is the start of a bullish trend. What you also often have is that these zero values, when it goes from negative to positive and from positive to negative, these can be swing points or start of rallies. So that's what I noticed. So it could be a decision point where you could change your sentiment from bullish to bearish. So for example, this would be the exact top here when it turns to bearish here. This would be the pretty much exact low when it turns green here. Here you have the exact top, then it turns negative, and here you have also a bottom, which is followed by the top. This moving distorts the indicator a little bit, so that it might look a bit better in the past than it is the case in the present. That's what I thought, at least, but then I backtested it, and when I backtested it, it was still okay. So you could see the color changes, which indicates the change of trend. So also with the smoothing, I think it still works with the smoothing. However, you might want to adjust the smoothing, maybe also the zigzag parameter here for other assets. For example, if you have silver is such a case, probably because it's maybe a bit manipulated, that you have these sharp down slams. Although you are in an uptrend, the down slams are pretty fast to scare the retail traders maybe. And in such cases, the indicator would give confusing signals, yeah. But for some assets, it works, and yeah, maybe it could still use some fine-tuning, some refactoring, but yeah, I think it's quite nice so far. All right, okay, have a nice day.